So what do we know about the prophecy in Daniel 12? It is related to the end of the world. Hello, my name is Jairo Torres, and in this presentation I'm inviting you to review what the Bible tells us about it and what historical records show us as witnesses. I will start with the prayer, asking the Holy Spirit to lead us throughout this study. Let us keep in mind Paul's words in 1 Corinthians 13:12. Now I know in part. This reminds us that we all begin with only partial understanding. So what does Daniel 12:1 describe? The passage says, "Now at that time Michael, the great prince, who stands guard over the sons of your people, will arise, and there will be a time of distress such as never occurred since there was a nation until that time. And at that time your people, everyone who is found written in the book, will be rescued." The first verse recounts the era of the arrival of Jesus in our world. As described in Revelation 12, which is after the death of Antiochus Epiphanes from the end of chapter 11, it begins with Michael and his angels' battles against Satan. It is a moment of salvation and tribulation due to the persecution Christians will face. The final part refers to the last judgment as described in Revelation 20. Is this the first resurrection or the second resurrection? Daniel 12:2-4 says, "And many of those who sleep in the dust of the ground will awake, these to everlasting life, but the others to disgrace and everlasting contempt. And those who have insight will shine like the glow of the expanse of the heaven, and those who lead the many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. But as for you, Daniel, keep these words secret and seal up the book until the end of time. Many will roam about, and knowledge will increase." Verse 2 would speak of a first judgment by using the word many rather than all. This was initially announced in Revelation 6:9 and took place in Revelation 20:4-5. Verse 3 would refer to those resurrected from the judgment who will shine because of God, as described in Revelation 22:5. When did the first resurrection happen? Daniel 12:5-7 says, "Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, two others were standing, one on this bank of the stream, and the other on that bank of the stream. And someone said to the man dressed in linen, who was above the waters of the stream, How long will it be until the end of these wonders? And I heard the man dressed in linen, who was above the waters of the stream, as he raised his right hand and his left hand towards the heaven, and swore by him who lives forever, that it would be for a time, times, and half a time, as soon as they finish smashing the power of the holy people. All these events will be completed." Daniel 12 from 10-13 says, "Many will be purged, cleansed, and refined, but the wicked will act wickedly, and none of the wicked will understand, but those who have insight will understand. And from that time that the regular sacrifice is abolished, and the abomination of desolation is set up, there will be 1,290 days. Blessed is the one who is patient and attained to be 1,335 days. But as for you, go your way to the end. Then you will rest and rise for your allotted portion at the end of the age." According to Daniel 12:7, these events will occur after the breaking of the power of the holy people, which could refer to the period after the persecution of the Christians. The reference in Revelation 29 is more related to the final judgment, the second resurrection, and not the first one. The abolition of the perpetual sacrifice occurred in 70 AD following the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. Ezekiel 4 from 5 to 6 indicates how to calculate it using 1 day for each year. The abomination of desolations that will be set up in 1290 days could refer to the extermination or annihilation of the fourth beast, the Roman Empire, as described in Daniel 7:26 and Daniel 9:27b. The blessedness that will arrive in 1335 days could refer to the first resurrections as presented in the opening verses. The first extermination event of the Roman Empire was prophesied in Daniel 7:26 and Daniel 9:27. This event would occur in the year 1360, which is adding 70 to 1290. This date could correspond to the final judgment of the Roman Empire. Those who reach the second date will be blessed. As described in Revelation 22:14, this will be the year 1405, which is 70 plus 1335. This date could correspond to the first resurrection. We note the historical correspondence with the judgment of the last fragment of the Eastern Roman Empire. For more information, please see the presentation on the judgment of the Roman Empire. So what is Daniel 12 telling us? What do we know from Revelation 20 about when Satan was bound and when he will be released? If Daniel 12:11 is indicating that Satan was imprisoned in the year 1360 for 1000 years according to Revelation 22, and if the 1000 years are exactly 1000 calendar years, then in the year 2360, Satan will be released for a short time, and very soon after that will be the end of the world. Revelation 20:1-2 says, "Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding the key of the abyss, and a great chain in his hand. And he took hold of the dragon, the serpent old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1000 years." Revelation 27 says, "When the 1000 years are completed, Satan will be released from his prison." In conclusion, it is possible that the prophecy in Daniel 12 gives us some clues about the final judgment of the Roman Empire, the first resurrection, and the approach to the end of the world. I believe the proposition is plausible. We recognize our limited knowledge, as Paul indicates in 1 Corinthians 13:12. Any insight that helps us better understand the scriptures are always appreciated. Blessings, Jairo.